It was regional week for wrestling, girls gymnastics, and girls bowling, and our DVC boys swimming teams met at Metea Valley for the conference championship. Hello, Naperville sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of NSW. I'm your host, Joe Kennedy. Waubonsie and Neuqua Valley boys basketball have two of the best players in the area in senior Tyreek Coleman and freshman Cole Kelly. The two went head-to-head on Friday night as the Warriors welcomed in the Wildcats.
DVC boys basketball is some Friday night action with Waubonsie Valley hosting Neuqua Valley. The last time these two teams faced off in January, the Warriors barely escaped with a 1-point victory, 49-48. After a scoring drought from both sides to start the game, Neuqua's David Taiwo makes the backdoor cut and gets the floater to fall through for an early Wildcat lead. Back with the ball, Danny Podpora hands it off to Mason Martin, who fakes out his defender before pulling up for the clean jumper. Waubonsie's Cade Valek pokes away the pass and goes coast to coast, tying it up at 4. The Wildcats make their free throws to take the lead, and Cole Kelly's rebound and pass to Martin extends it by 3. It's 9-4 Neuqua. On the other end of the court, Tyreek Coleman drives inside, absorbs the contact, and still makes the basket. He's not able to complete the and one, though. At the end of the first, Neuqua leads 10-7. The Warriors get help in the second quarter from Moses Wilson's steal and fast break layup off the left side. After the miss, Neuqua's offensive rebound keeps the possession alive, and Martin laces it home from deep. Waubonsie leads 15-13. An immediate response from Coleman, who catches his defender off guard and connects from way back. Back on offense, Coleman drives inside before he kicks out to Donovan Neal in the corner, who gives the Warriors a 21-13 lead. Neuqua stays on pace with Martin's tough layup through traffic. At the half, it's a 23-21 contest. Into the second quarter, the Wildcats' Vova Polishchuk finishes at the rim. It's a 5-point Warrior lead, 28-23. Wilson helps add on to Warrior momentum after this pass from Coleman with a monstrous slam. Tyus Payne gets involved with a tough lay-in in the paint over several defenders. Waubonsie now leads 32-26. Starting to pull away, Josh Tinney hits a fadeaway after creating separation from the defender, extending the Warrior lead. Martin continues to lead the charge with a far side corner 3 to chip into the deficit, a 41-33 Warrior lead. The Warriors would take care of business down the stretch, and Neuqua runs out of time to mount a comeback. The final from Waubonsie, 53-37.
The spotlight is on for an exciting DVC matchup as Naperville North takes the court, looking to hit the 500 mark in the conference, sitting at 3-4. They welcome Metea Valley, a team hoping to sweep the Huskies after a 16-point victory on December 20th. 6-all nearly 3 minutes into the game, and the Mustangs get their big boy Jake Nosek back after a broken wrist sidelined him since November. Here he gets the ball, jukes the defender, and hits the 3 like he never left. Huskies come the other way with Miles O'Kine, who can't lay it in. However, there's a battle for the loose ball until O'Kine gets it back and displays the floater. Dogs hold for the final shot in the first, and they call up Max Steele, who shoots the long triple, and it goes in. The Huskies trail 17-16 after 1. North looks for the lead, but Metea looks for more scoring chances, and Houston, we have liftoff as Nosek jams it home. Huskies don't blink, nor does Will Harvey, as he gets aggressive on the defender and scores to put North in front 20-19. Black and Gold turn it up on defense with a Dominic Smith steal and takes it all the way to the rim for the deuce. Tyler Miller displays his 3-ball attempt from the Husky logo, and bingo! What a shot by Miller, and the Mustangs lead 30-25. Blue and Orange keep up the pace with Antonio Brown. He sneaks through the paint and scoops it in for 2 points, and this game is tied at 30. Mattia takes it right back with Nosek, who waits for a window, but then shoots the three himself, and boom goes the dynamite. Nosek with 15 points in his first game back. They continued their aggressiveness with Anthony Hildreth, who steals and scores to cap off a quick 5-0 run to make it 35-30 Mattia at the half. The Mustangs start the third on a positive note with Miller sinking another 3-point basket. Huskies are trying to stay in it as Harvey spins and goes off the glass, and North trails 40-34. However, that is the closest they'll get because Mattia stays hot, and it's Trey Watkins for 3 and kaboom! Watkins leads the charge with 17 points, and it's a 48-34 lead for the Mustangs. Khalil Jones jumps in on the scoring fiesta with a nice pull-up shot to put the game out of reach. Mustangs use a strong second half to take down Naperville North 61-48.
With postseason play around the corner, the 12-15 Naperville Central Redhawks take on the 7-18 Mattia Valley Mustangs. The last time these two teams met, it was a defensive battle with the Redhawks coming out on top, 36-30. Looking to get things started for the Mustangs, freshman Peyton Giannone catches the pass at the three-point line and drives to the basket, converting the floater. Early in the game, Mattia trails 3-2. After getting past the full-court trap, the Mattia offense pushes the pace in the half-court as Giannone finds Andy Burke on the wing, who knocks down the three. The Mustangs lead 5-3 about 2 minutes in. Tessa Williams inbounds for the Redhawks and finds Aaron Hackett off the wing, who launches the three from downtown and gets it to drop. At the end of the first quarter, the Redhawks trail 14-11. Hackett finds Colette McInerney for 3, but she can't get it to drop. Moran tips the ball to Annabelle Kritzker for the second chance layup, and she scores plus the foul. Mattia leads 14-13. Next possession for Mattia, the offense swings the ball around the floor as Giannone finds Janae Cherry in the corner for 3. Mattia leads 17-13 with 7 minutes left in the second. Moments later, the Redhawks raise their defensive intensity, resulting in a steal. Hackett goes coast to coast, attacking the basket and splitting the two Mustang defenders. She converts the layup, and Mattia still leads 19-16. Looking to close out the quarter strong, the Mattia offense keeps the ball moving as Burke finds Shrihi Dugirala left open in the corner as her three finds the bottom of the net. At the end of the first half, Mattia leads 28-27. Just over a minute into the third quarter, Arena Hammonds finds Dugirala, who drives to the basket before passing it back to Hammonds. The senior converts on the long mid-range jump shot. Mattia leads 30-29. Under the halfway mark in the quarter, the Mustang offense is looking to extend their lead. Hammond's pass is intercepted by Hackett, who has one defender to beat. Hackett outraces the Mustang defense as the Redhawks retake the lead, 36-35. Off the Redhawk miss, Central gets possession with Kritzer finding Williams open for 3. She knocks it down off the glass. Hackett would connect on 3 free throws as time expires in the third, with Central leading 44-41. About 4 minutes into the fourth, the Redhawks lead by 8 and break the press. Hackett's 3 is off the mark, but Kritzker secures the offensive rebound and kicks it out to McInerney for 3. Her tray ball makes it 52-41 Redhawks. The Mustangs trail by 11 as time is not on their side. Their defense applies the pressure on Hackett as Sydney Quival gets the steal but gets blocked by McInerney. The ball stays with the Mustangs as Giannone finds Burke for the quick layup. The Mustangs trail 54-43. Final moments of the game, there's a fight for possession, and the Redhawks come away with the ball. Hackett finds McInerney from the ground, and she sends it up to Williams, who scores the final points of the night. With a strong defensive effort in the second half, the Redhawks get the victory on the road against the Mustangs, 56-46.
We just saw Tyreek Coleman and Moses Wilson guide Waubonsie boys basketball past Neuqua Valley. After the break, we'll take a closer look at that dynamic duo and how they've lifted the Warriors to new heights as they close out their senior seasons.
Okay, 500 deluxe garden gnomes. Wow.
I only meant to order 5. There's not enough money in my account for these. I'm gonna get charged.
2 things I just can't deal with: overdraft charges and garden gnomes. But your BMO Smart Advantage checking account gives you an extra day to avoid an overdraft fee.
Nice to see a bank cutting people some slack.
Well, mistakes happen, and we give you time to correct them.
So you don't like gnomes, huh? What about that one?
That one I like a lot.
BMO. Two dealerships, side by side, identical in every way. What makes the difference? The experience. That's why more people choose Fair Oaks Lincoln. Incredible selection, knowledgeable salespeople, and a world-class experience you can't find anywhere else. Get 0% APR financing on most new Lincoln models this month at Fair Oaks Lincoln in Naperville, where the dealership experience makes the difference.
Tyreek, Coleman, and Moses Wilson both were new to the area as freshmen at Waubonsie Valley. A social studies class in their first semester has ignited a bond that has helped bring Waubonsie basketball back to the top of the IHSA for the first time in over 20 years. We have more on the Dub V dynamic duo for our latest feature story presented by Fair Oaks Lincoln. At Waubonsie Valley, it has become as predictable as the final buzzer. Tyreek Coleman dribbles, Moses Wilson soars, and another highlight reel alley-oop sends the crowd into a frenzy. But for these seniors who have led the Warriors to a remarkable 52-4 record over 2 seasons, their aerial display is more than just basketball theatrics. It's a visible sign of a friendship that's lifted an entire program to new heights.
I say we play on the same wavelength, so a lot of y'all won't know that when I drive downhill and it might look like I did it on purpose, like where I find a good pass to Mo, it's all him, man. He see where I'm dribbling, I might get cut off or put in a bad situation, he cut at the right time, and I just put the ball on the money.
That wavelength didn't spark by accident. 4 years ago, Coleman and Wilson were just 2 freshmen trying to find their footing. Coleman, a Kentucky transplant, and Wilson, a transfer from Wheaton North. They found each other in social studies class, where a simple friendship quickly evolved into something special.
We was both new, getting acclimated to the area, and we had social studies together freshman year. Hit it off in class, got to the court, and chemistry was there, and it was just like, friendship made right there. Like our on-court chemistry is as high as it is off the court. We do a lot together. That's my right-hand man.
Their bond strengthened through countless hours of workouts at Waubonsie and summer ball with the Illinois Wolves. Now with Coleman's 6'7" wingspan orchestrating from the point and Wilson's lanky 6'4" frame soaring on the wing, they anchor Waubonsie's ferocious 1-2-2 zone defense. But it's their offensive highlights that keep bringing fans to their feet.
I mean, he's like a brother to me, for sure. Definitely off the court, always with each other, hanging out, school together. And then on the court, everything just clicks naturally, so it makes everything 10 times easier. I mean, I couldn't wish for a better point guard right there.
The numbers tell the story of their impact. Last season, the Warriors' 23-0 start was capped off with the program's first conference title in 21 years and a regional championship. This year, the duo has helped power the Warriors to another 22-0 start to the season. They currently sit number 7 in the Class 4A rankings, with sights set on another DVC crown and an even deeper postseason run. For Waubonsie head coach Andrew Schweitzer, their legacy extends beyond the win column.
These guys have helped bring this program to hopefully a place that we'd like to stay. Obviously, replacing them is going to be difficult, but they've both done a really good job of mentoring our lower levels and our younger guys, and our whole program's in great shape.
Whenever Coleman is on the court, he understands that playing the game is a privilege. In a time when many high school stars put on intense game faces and ice-cold stares, Coleman is a little different. He slices through defenses like any elite player, but he does it with a smile. His joy for the game is seen through every basket and assist.
Come from my dad, man. He let me know that basketball is just something I do. It's not who I am, so once, I kind of let that sink in, I play this game, just knowing that it can be taken away. So every time I get the opportunity to get in between these lines, I'm going to go 100% and can't do nothing but be happy about it, win or lose.
Whatever this postseason brings for the Warriors, the impact of their dynamic duo will echo long after their final alley-oop. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Joe Kennedy. Bennett and Neuqua Valley Cheer competed at the IHSA State Cheerleading Finals over the weekend, where the Wildcats shine for a state trophy. We'll get a look at the routine after the break.
In these complicated times, local news has never been more important. DailyHerald.com lets you stay connected to your community, wherever you are.
We live in a safe community. but not a crime-free community. If you see something, say something. Be a Naperville Crime Stopper.
Bennett and Neuqua cheer made it down to states where both schools qualified for the second day. Bennett finished at a program best 6th place in the medium division, while the Wildcats fought for a state trophy in the large division. Now we head into the large division, where the Neuqua Valley Wildcats make an appearance in the finals this year after placing 15th in last year's preliminaries. Already rolling into the action, the Wildcats get things kick-started in the large division. Neuqua is one of the best programs in the area, qualifying for states in every year since 2008. They've also won 3 state trophies from 2014 to 2016. After placing in 6th in the prelims on Friday, Neuqua Valley shines on the final day and picks up the 3rd place trophy. Their score of 94.5 puts them just above Edwardsville in 4th. What a routine from the Wildcats. Donning the black and gold sparkles, Schaumburg placed 8th in the large division in 2024. The Saxons can only go up from here as they slingshot their way to 2nd place in 2025, earning a score of 95.7. It gives the program its first ever state trophy, as they've also won 2 straight sectional titles. Marist is our final routine from the day, and the defending state champs seek to dominate the competition for 2 years in a row. After not making it through the preliminaries in 2023, Marist took home gold in 2024 with a score of 96.32. This year they improved their score by 0.5 and finished about 0.8 higher than Schaumburg. The Redhawks secure its 7th overall state trophy since 2012.
Metea Valley hosts the boys swimming DVC championship, with Naperville North entering as the reigning champion. Metea, Neuqua, Naperville Central, and DeKalb look to change last year's result. All swimmers are preparing for sectionals, which will be held at Neuqua on February 22nd. Participating in the 200-yard free include North's Kevin Chen and Jack Reif, Neuqua's Ryan Watson and Arun Kora, Waubonsie's Arpan Dar, and Central's Grant James. Reif and Cora are neck and neck as the two begin their battle for first place. Going down to the wire, Reif reaches the finish line with a time of 1 minute 44 seconds, as Cora finishes in 1 minute 45 seconds. Now we have the 200-yard free relay. Wildcat Ali Hassanian and Husky Mason Hoffman start out in front. North's Patrick Shue erases the early Husky lead as Gabriel Wu looks to capitalize. However, North's Chen and Warrior Robert Hargrove narrow the gap. Going down to the wire, Neuqua's Cora has a slight lead over Husky Reif, and the Wildcat just gets to the wall first. Neuqua's team finishes at 1 minute 27 seconds, as North finishes less than a second behind. Central's relay team finishes in 3rd with a time of 1 minute 29 seconds. Nearing the end of the day with the 100-yard backstroke, Wildcat teammates Ryan Watson and Jackson Wagoner start out side by side in front. Down the stretch, Watson slowly develops a lead and secures the first place with a time of 53.07 seconds. Wagoner finishes just 0.3 seconds behind. North's Carter Seppel and DeKalb's Kevin Sullivan race for 3rd as Seppel reaches the wall 0.23 seconds faster than Sullivan. Mustang Alex Liu is also right there in 5th place. Moving on to the last individual event, the 100-yard breaststroke. North's Hoffman comes out the gates with an amazing start, with Wildcats' Braden Neuer and Rocky Chan not far behind. As the race continues, Hoffman extends his lead as he soars to the finish line in 55.41 seconds, a new DVC record. He crushes the mark set by Mustang Jaden Gamilla at 57.10 seconds in 2023. Neuqua teammates Neuer and Chan finish in 2nd and 3rd. The final event of the night is the 400-yard free relay. Neuqua's Cora jumps out to an early lead as North's Joshua Liu and Central's Grant James slowly close the gap. Tony Newton increases the Wildcat lead, but here comes the Huskies. Before the last switch, North's Chen catches up and takes the lead for Max Fedorovsky, who doesn't look back. Fedorovsky reaches the wall first, giving North the relay win with a time of 3 minutes and 13 seconds, 4 seconds faster than the Neuqua team. Throughout the day, Neuqua North battled for the top spot, and the Wildcats come away with the DVC title by 15 points. Neuqua wins the championship with 301 points, with North finishing in second and Waubonsie Valley in third place.
The boys diving DVC championship takes place at Naperville North High School. 4 of the Naperville area schools are here to make a splash for the DVC championship, so let's dive into the event. Starting on the board is Waubonsie Valley's Brad Gabrielsi performing the forward somersault, one twist free. This performance for the senior earns him a 19.5 and an overall score of 330.7 for second place. On the board is Naperville Central's Ryan Serbinski performing the inward one-half somersault tuck. This dive earns him a straight 6.5, and he finishes the day with a score just over 305. Up next is Neuqua Valley's Jack Stevens performing the reverse somersault tuck. The Wildcat scores a 19 on this dive and an overall score of 296.4. Furthermore, Naperville North's Joshua Shin performs the back dive, and he earns a 21 for the performance. However, the Husky was unable to compete the rest of the meets due to a leg injury. Later on, Chris Newton of Neuqua Valley is on the board performing the inward dive pike. Newton scores a 17.5 for the dive and ends the day with an overall score of 249.6. Back to the Huskies, it's Luca Pantel performing the back dive straight. Pantel's performance earns him an 18 and an overall score of 310.05. Here's Naperville Central's Emerson Wood performing the reverse somersault tuck. The overall dive gives the Red Hawk a 20.5 and a third place spot with a score of 327.3. Our final diver of the night is Waubonsie Valley's Logan Delalo performing the forward 2 somersault tuck. Delalo scores a 19.5 on the dive en route to a first place finish at the DVC championship. He scores at 337.75, about 7 points ahead of second place. We'll wrap up this week's episode after the break and show you how some of our local wrestlers fared at the Naperville North Regional.
Okay, 500 deluxe garden gnomes. Wow.
I only meant to order 5. There's not enough money in my account for these. I'm gonna get charged.
2 things I just can't deal with: overdraft charges and garden gnomes. But your BMO Smart Advantage checking account gives you an extra day to avoid an overdraft fee.
Nice to see a bank cutting people some slack.
Well, mistakes happen, and we give you time to correct them.
So you don't like gnomes, huh? What about that one?
That one I like a lot.
When it comes to interest rates, it seems the Fed only knows one direction, up. That's not fair. If you're fed up with high rates, head over to Fair Oaks Ford. You can get 0.9% APR financing for 66 months. Now that's fair. Plus, you'll get what J.D. Power called the best customer experience in the business. Fair Oaks Ford on Ogden Avenue in Naperville. You've got a friend in the car business. Shop online 24/7 at fairoaksford.com.
Naperville North is the site of one of 16 3A wrestling regionals. The host Huskies and back-to-back defending regional champs Naperville Central represent the area, going up against 6 other teams in attendance. Let's start with the third place match at 132 pounds with Vince Byrne for Central getting a takedown on Christian Shirelli and secures a 4-1 decision to qualify for sectionals. Championship time at 1:13 shows Rocco Hayes from Sandburg taking control of Adam Beadon. Hayes turns Beadon into the headlock and keeps him on his back for the pin to take first place in the weight class. To 126 pounds, where Carson Prutney from Glenbard West runs up the score on Jacob Cochran and wins it all at 126 pounds after a 10-6 decision. In the 150 bout, Tyler Sternstein displays a single-leg takedown on CJ Bierman, and it was barbecue chicken from there because Sternstein pumps up the score and wins the championship by tech fall. At 175 pounds, Henry Rydwelski for the Redhawks hits the dominate button on Ahmad Alomari. Rydwelski gets him with a single leg, takes control of the match, and wins by a major decision to finish first. His teammate Paul Paradotti also takes first place in the 190 final with an 11-1 major decision on Orlando Hoye. Tafiq Ibrahimov gets the job done in the 215-pound championship thanks to a 3-2 decision over Malik Braish. However, at the end of the day, it's Sandberg taking home the regional with 208 points. Naperville North and Central will send a combined 10 area grapplers to the Hinsdale Central Sectional next weekend.
Our boys' play of the week comes from Mason Hoffman of Naperville North Swimming. The senior puts in a performance for the ages at the DVC meets by breaking the conference record in the 100-yard breaststroke. It's the final individual event of the night, and the Husky locks in on the blocks. Hoffman exits well to get out to an early lead against a pair of Wildcats. Nearing the halfway mark, Hoffman has about a body-length lead ahead of second place. Coming down to the finish, Hoffman continues to sail through the pool. He gets to the wall with a time of 55.41 seconds. He breaks the mark set by Mustang Jaden Gamilla at 57.10 seconds in 2023. It's a great way to wrap up the DVC season. That wraps up another episode of Naperville Sports Weekly. Come back again next week for the tip-off for postseason girls basketball. You can find all our highlights, feature stories, and community sports on nctv17.org. You can also find us across all social media platforms at NCTV17. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Joe Kennedy, and we'll see you again next week.